ECU Athletics and Playfly Sports present Inside Pirate Athletics. Inside Pirate Athletics is brought to you by Town Bank. Town Bank, serving others, enriching lives. Welcome to Inside Pirate Athletics. Brian Bailey with head coach Blake Harrell. 16-day break. Finally, we get to go back to Saturday football, which we all want to get back to.
No doubt. First Saturday football game since, I think, September 20th or so. And the first day game all season, too. So I'm fired up about Saturday. I'm fired up about a day game. And, during that bye week, there's nothing more I love than college football, obviously, except for October baseball. And October baseball, I got a chance to watch the Blue Jays and Yesavage pitch and Hoffman pitch a little bit, and fired up to see those guys and the success they're having.
And we know that it all helps East Carolina baseball in recruiting to hear East Carolina mentioned on a national stage, but it's got to help football too, right?
I think it's just about our university. It's about Greenville. It's about our brand. It's about Pirate Nation. And anytime I think one of us has success, it ain't just about that team or that program. It's about all of us. And, I think that helps to, promote our brand and our university and our programs more than anything.
What were some of the things you did on the break?
It really was about reset, refocus, re-energize, all those things. And, we got ahead on some tempo. We make sure we, stay fresh with that. But, getting our guys back to healthy, getting them back to full speed, kind of little bumps and bruises you may have, and really feeling the best they felt since early, maybe before we even played a game. And then just kind of reset mentally too. Sometimes you get on the grind, you're 20 hours a week, every how many weeks in a row, and now it's just kind of take a deep breath, catch your breath a little bit, and now you can get back to work and go finish this thing the right way.
We'll talk about Temple in just a minute, but really you've got to prepare for a grind. 5 games in November. Yeah. A November to remember will be the theme, obviously.
That always is the theme, and you win championship games in November. You don't focus on it like that, but you focus one game at a time, and right now it's Temple. And it's really not just Temple, it's one day at a time. It's winning the day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the process, and making each day the most important day of the year, and focusing on the little things. How can we do the little things better than anybody else we play, better than Temple, to help us win a football game?
As you get ready for the Temple Owls, what are some of the things you wanted to get done in those 16 days?
Yeah, if some of us just get ahead on Temple, knowing what they do, how they like to attack people, the multiple things they do defensively, offensively, they put stress on you with the quarterback, with the running back, with receivers, the tight end. So they got multiple weapons there. So getting ahead on those guys, we obviously, make sure we want to stay crisp and clean, have some good on good, some one-on-ones, and play fast and physical the way we want to play, but get ahead for our next opponent.
Do you fear rust at all after 16 days?
I don't. I just think, if you can keep your guys energized, you can keep your guys fresh, that mindset there, they're eager to go play. I mean, they're tired of sitting around, tired of sitting and waiting. They're ready to get back out there between the lines. And, what a better place to do it than up in Philly. Not many of our guys have played in the NFL stadium, so they're excited about that opportunity. And get out there. We've got to make sure they line up the right numbers, not don't line up the NFL numbers. But they're excited to go play a game. And when you have some time off and kind of you get a chance to do that.
Let's take a break. We'll talk about the Temple Owls, this week's opponent, when Inside Pirate Athletics continues after this. Inside Pirate Athletics is brought to you by Town Bank. Town Bank, serving others, enriching lives.
One of the things we all really like as bankers here at Town Bank, whether it's your business or your family, when you need something, a decision needs to be made. We take care of it right here. We have the people, the knowledge, and the decision makers right here. Town was designed that way, focused on our members and enriching lives.
Inside Pirate Athletics is brought to you in part by Bojangles. It's Bo time. Welcome back to our show. Next up for East Carolina, a matchup with the Temple Owls, and this is a really good Temple football team.
They are. You think about Temple, where they've been in the last couple of years, hadn't been to a bowl game since 2019. But Casey Killer is the new head coach there. He's got them at 5-3, right on the verge of being a bowl eligible, and doing a really good job. And they really could be undefeated in the conference. Right. If they just kick the field goal against Navy there, we'll probably be 6-2, undefeated in the conference and at the top of the conference. So I think it starts with them offensively, and Evan Simon, their quarterback, has done a really good job taking care of the football this year. He got 0 interceptions. They've only turned the ball over one time offensively with a fumble in the whole season. And then defensively, doing a really good job of giving you multiple looks, multiple fronts, multiple safeties back there, and they've created 11 turnovers on that side of the ball.
Evan Simon, 21 touchdown passes and no interceptions. That's amazing.
Especially when you get to this time of year. You're getting in November, and he's turning the ball over and had that many touchdown passes. He had 3 this past weekend, 2 number 11 out there. So really good job, not only through the air, but also with his feet.
I talked to their coach, Casey Keeler, in Charlotte at the American Kickoff, and he said there's so many 50-50 games on the schedule, and we even talked about it. November the 1st, it's probably going to be a 50-50 game.
Well, he's done a really good job of winning those 50-50 games up to this point and throughout his career. I mean, he's won a national championship at Delaware and had really good success throughout his career and done a good job of really flipping this program around. So guys are playing the right way right now.
And he goes along with some of the great coaches at Temple. You think of Bruce Arians, think of Matt Rule, you think of Pop Warner.
Yeah, how about that
coach? How about that one?
Yeah, I mean, and they have the whole Temple Tough thing that's kind of going through the last decade or so, and I think Matt Rule, and before that started, is just any guy in a single-digit jersey number is kind of their top guys, or who they consider Temple Tough. And, the quarterback's in the single digits, and they got several defensive guys as well, so guys that we got to look out for.
What's it going to take this week to beat Temple?
We focus on Temple, but we also focus on ourselves. We got to start fast, get off to a really good start. Sometimes after a 16-day layoff, you can think you come out sluggish or come out slow. We got to start fast, put our foot on the gas, put the pressure on Temple, maybe put them in situations where the quarterback has to take a risk with the football and puts the ball in some bad situations. And, we got to do that, and then, finish drives on 4th down. We get in those situations, want to go for it, finish that drive, keep the drive alive.
And this is a healthier East Carolina football team after the 16-day layoff.
Yeah, we still got a few guys out. Bryce Weaver, Xavier McGiver's working his way back, Rasheed's working his way back. But I think overall, the bumps and bruises, I think we're getting back to full speed so we can run our fastest of the year and play our hardest of the year. So that's key to the stretch here in November.
We talked about this a couple of times, but on Friday when you guys go up, you're going to take a little sightseeing tour.
Yeah, so every away game to this point, every time we take a trip, we want to add a little something to stretch our legs out in there and catch our breath, relax a little bit. And I think it's just an opportunity for us to see a different part of an area that we may not see. Sometimes you go to play, you just see the hotel and stadium, and that's it. So we're going to stop by the Rocky Steps, check out the Rocky statue.
Cool.
I've been showing them the Rocky movie. Surprisingly, about half the room raised their hand. They've seen one of the Rocky movies. I know there's a bunch of them, but every day in the team meetings we show a little bit of a portion of that. But I think it's a great opportunity for us to stretch our legs and just talk about, hey, the city of Philadelphia and brotherly love, and then make sure that, that kind of reflects on our football team as well.
Pirates and Temple coming up this week. Good luck, Coach.
Thank you very much,
Brian. All right, back with more on Inside Pirate Athletics after this. Inside Pirate Athletics is brought to you in part by Pepsi, the official soft drink of Pirate Nation.
A big bow box says a lot about a person. Like they have a mighty hunger, a powerful thirst, and take tailgating very seriously. Game day and beyond, grab a football-ready big bow box.
At ECU Health, everything we do is about you. It's about your health and the health of your family. It's about nationally recognized heart and vascular care, personalized cancer treatments, award-winning neurological care, and advanced orthopedic solutions. It's about healthcare, right here in Eastern North Carolina. This is ECU Health, and ECU Health will always be about you. Visit ecuhealth.org to learn how.
It's bow time. The Pork Chop Griller is back at Bojangles for a limited time. We know you missed it, because when you take a tender pork chop and sandwich it on a made-from-scratch biscuit, it's not a flavor you want to say goodbye to. It's bow time.
I am Kristina Coe, registered dietitian, certified specialist in sports dietetics, and director of sports nutrition here at East Carolina. Here at ECU, I'm in charge of all of the food, nutrition, and hydration plans that the athletes have. So with our football team, that means that during practices, we are making sure they are fueled up and ready to go with breakfast beforehand, some quick snacks. We go out on the field with them, making sure that they are hydrated and can make it all the way through practice, especially during those hot camp days. And we get them the electrolytes that they need, the quick carbs that they need out on the field. And then in season, really just working with the guys to make sure that they're recovering well from practices and they're as fresh as possible on Saturday to go play the game. So between myself and our strength staff, does a really good job of keeping track of player data. So some of the stuff we can look at is how many miles they cover in a practice or their player load. Based off of that, I can then educate the athlete on how many calories they should be consuming, what they need to be having throughout the day. So we can kind of pinpoint those guys who have higher mileage, who see more minutes in a game, and tailor their plans to them. That way they are recovering properly, getting everything that they need, and that they can go out on game day and feel their absolute best. All right, so we're in our training table space right now. This is a space where football, but also some of our other sports will come in and have their meals. It's really great because they get to come directly off the practice field into this facility. So they're getting that recovery meal immediately after practice. Really great for them to get fueled up. We can tailor the menus. So on harder practice days, they're getting a little bit more carbs. On those easier practice days, we scale it back just a little bit. But again, really just trying to tailor what they need to each day of the week. So up at training table, we try to, rotate things in and out so that they don't get stale, but always trying to provide the best nutrition possible. So we've always got at least one carb option, sometimes two, depending on what the kind of practice load is that day. Always throwing in a veggie, whether they eat it or not. And then we always got two protein options so that the guys can kind of pick their favorite between those two. Every once in a while we'll mix in those fun foods for them so that, again, it doesn't get stale, and they come up here and can get that recovery meal right after practice. So one of the nice things about having some in-house catering this year is that our feedback loop can be a lot more immediate. So our players do get a say in the foods that they see up here. They can tell me what they like, what they don't like. I then communicate that back to our catering staff, and we can get changes made pretty much for the next week. So if our staff is noticing that, barbecue chicken flies out of the pan, but maybe a rotisserie doesn't, then they're gonna include more of those types of things. Same thing with the veggies. We've really got a good rotation of the ones that the guys will actually eat, because they don't do any good sitting on the line if the guys don't actually eat them. So. One thing that's really great about the training table model versus the to-go meal model is that each guy is able to build their plate how they need to. So our guys who are getting a lot of reps at practice or covering a lot of ground at practice, their plate should look different than somebody who maybe had an easier day at practice, or their position isn't necessarily as demanding depending on the practice plan for that day. So when they come in here, each guy kind of knows what the proportions of their plate should look like from a carb, protein, and then vegetable standpoint. So that's something that we really tailor in the summer, and then during camp, I'm having a lot of those conversations with the guys. And then when they come up to a training table, they know what their plate should look like, and they're able to, get their own portions and individualize that to match their individual need.
If you have an appetite for saving money, get the new Rofo Rewards app from Royal Farms. Use the Rofo Rewards app to make purchases or place mobile orders for pickup or delivery, and earn royalty points redeemable for free stuff. Download the new Rofo app at the Apple App Store or Google Play. And right now, new Rofo Rewards members will get a free any-size coffee for signing up. Get the new Rofo Rewards app today. It's a very appealing app to have. Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Toronto Blue Jays pitcher Trey Yesavage made East Carolina history, becoming the first Pirate to start in the World Series. Yesavage struck out 5 Dodgers in 4 innings of work in Game 1, including the game's best player, Shohei Ohtani. The Blue Jays went on to dominate the Dodgers 11-4 in Game 1. Pirate head coach Cliff Godwin made the trip north of the border to see Yesavage pitch. The series shifted back to L.A. on Monday night. Right now, let's take a look ahead at what's going on in East Carolina Pirate athletics. The soccer team earned a spot in the American Conference Tournament with a 2-1 win over UTSA. The Pirates wrap up their regular season Thursday at home against Charlotte. That's a 7 p.m. start at Johnson Stadium. The volleyball team looks to stay above 500 this weekend. They take on Rice on Halloween night at Minges Coliseum. 6 p.m. is that start time. Then the Pirates take the court again on Sunday at noon against Temple. And the Pirate football team heads to the city of brotherly love to take on those Temple Owls on Saturday at 2 o'clock. The Pirates have won 4 straight against the Owls and lead the all-time series 11-10. This look ahead is brought to you by Carolina Windows and Doors, and we'll see you back with Inside Pirate Athletics next week. Inside Pirate Athletics has been brought to you by Town Bank, local bankers committed to your success. Inside Pirate Athletics is an exclusive presentation of ECU Athletics and Playfly Sports.